What's going on, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of Too Many Games and Not Enough Time, where we get to speak to incredible gamers across the globe. And yes, we are going globe-trotting today. Now, firstly, I have to say thank you for everyone who's shown support to the podcast, everyone who's given comments how much they love the rebrand. Remember, if you're listening to the podcast over on Spotify, on iTunes, wherever, make sure you give us a 5-star rating and come over to the YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. Now, on today's episode, I've got the biggest gaming presenter in South Africa. We are talking a fellow Jinx TV family member. You've seen him on Elgato, showing you the latest tech, always looking incredible. But more important than that, he is Jamie June Hinds' daddy. Welcome to Too Many Games, my G.
Thanks for being here. If I'm ever in a wrestling match, can I get you to like announce me to enter the ring? If I'm going up against Logan Paul in a boxing ring?
100%. The only thing I would say is make sure you knock out Logan Paul.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm totally gonna do that. I got the muscle mass.
It's like that's going without saying. Firstly, I just want to say thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
The first time we actually connected was the opposite way round. You interviewed me and you had me on Social Coconuts, and it was really fun to talk with you. And like, I'm kind of at awe of what you do. Like, I watch a lot of your content, and I love, one of the things that really connect with me is how much you are here to support for up and coming content creators. So you create some really high end, high quality content, what are really kind of helping and educating people how to be an amazing creator. So first of all, kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
But tell me a bit about your journey into becoming a presenter in this gaming space.
Yo, it's wild. I started back in like 2008, and I was working at a TV studio. I was storyboarding for a cartoon show, and then one of the live shows, the game presenter, whoever did like the game reviews, couldn't make it, and I was like 22 at the time. And I was really excitable about games, and I ran around the office like freaking out. They were like, listen, we have an emergency. We'll give you this copy of Viva Pinata on Xbox 360 if you review this on TV. And I was like, a free game? If I just talk about it on TV? They're like, yeah, you can have it. And I was like, cool, I'm in. And then I did it, and I'd never been on TV before, never hosted content before, but I just wanted the free game. And they were like, that was great. Do you want to come back next week? And then it's been a roller coaster from like 2008. I did some online shows, I wrote for GQ, I did some national radio stations here, I'm on a national TV over here to this day, so I still do a lot of national TV like stuff, like the BBC equivalent here is called the SABC, and I do work for them. So it's been a long roller coaster, and then obviously my own YouTube channel and Elgato, and worked with Casper Lee and Josh Peters and some of the sidemen when they were making content with those guys. So yeah, I've had a roller coaster career up till now, and I'm a dad, so I just want to sleep all day. So
all right, let's unbox a little bit of that. I'll tell you what's really interesting is I speak to so many creators and so many content creators, but when you speak to another presenter, like your energy is amazing, and it's dope to see it. But what I want to know is, firstly, how good was that game? Because that game sounded trash.
Which game?
The Pinata game that you got for free.
Oh, Viva Pinata. What? So, no, well, I mean, yes, it is trash, but it's a very good game, and there are going to be a lot of people that are listening to this that love it. It's got very high reviews. It's this game where you have like insectoid pinatas or animal pinatas that that you can raise and farm, and it's one of those cozy games, I guess, if you like, for an Xbox. So it was very popular. I didn't like it, but free games back then. That was cool.
Oh, it's still pretty cool now. Now, what's interesting is obviously you are super busy. You've worked in the industry for a long time. You've created some great things, and you're now a father that's obviously changed your gaming. And you play a lot of mobile games. Like, you're really into the mobile gaming space. What games have you been jumping in since Dad Mode?
So I've been trying to play some Overwatch, but it's hard. So yes, mobile games have been like my go-to. Playing a ton of Hearthstone Battlegrounds, because I think that's a great game, and also League of Legends Wild Rift. The problem though, it's a great game. Don't get me wrong. And I've been playing. I do a lot of work with Samsung, so I've been playing like on the Fold, and this thing's got like 120 hertz, and the game supports 120 FPS natively on a mobile device. Like, we're living in a whole new world of like the mobile era, but it's a MOBA, and when you start a match, you know what it's like. You got to concentrate for 20 minutes, and when you've got a baby, anything can happen. Literally, like, you'll think the child is fast asleep, and you start a game, and then 2 minutes later that child is wide awake, and then whatever you were doing doesn't matter. So don't do ranked when you are young dadding. Don't do that. Just play quick play or some Battlegrounds.
So you're still playing like intense games, because like obviously Hearthstone is incredible. I thought you was gonna tell me you've been on Candy Crush or something like that. It's so funny because of obviously being a host on Jinx TV, I get shouted out a lot by a lot of black kids in South Africa, who obviously really excited to see a black presenter on stuff. And 9 times out of 10, they're always like, oh, I want to do gaming stuff, but I don't have anything but a mobile. And I'm like, you don't understand the power of a mobile phone when it comes to gaming. You see, my first mobile, I had Snake. That's all I had. That was my mobile game. It was like, it was Snake. Like, mobile gaming is become such a great phenomenon. Like, I recently got sent a iPad Pro to test out some games, and I'm a big JRPG guy, and I started playing what is it called?
Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I played Final Fantasy because I'm always playing Final Fantasy. I was playing a JRPG on it. I can't think of the name of it right now off the top of my head, but it's only on Apple Arcade. And mobile. It's not on console. But it was so incredible. Like, I was really, really sucked in, and I'm really impressed like how far mobile gaming has come. Is this something that you kind of champion, or is it something that's just kind of fallen into your lap because of circumstances?
Well, kind of yes and no. Circumstances and championing. And one of the main reasons I like to champion it is that PC gamers and console gamers like to gatekeep gaming into the space where it's consoles or like this really expensive hardware, because a console is expensive, like a next gen, and that's the cheapest entry into that like hardcore gaming space. So whenever somebody who loves video games only has their phone and plays a ton of games like Pokemon Go or League of Legends Wild Rift or Fortnite even, like they're playing on a completely like a smaller device, and the core group, the people that like to gatekeep, will start gatekeeping this because it's, I don't know, this computer's smaller than their computers that they're playing on, which is random for me. And again, it's like you were saying, they're content creators, like they're young black kids in South Africa, or the young kids in general here. Actually, like we have quite a low poverty line, like, and to get a console is quite ambitious. So if you can make content and you can play games on your phone and you are having fun and having a good time doing it, by all means, that's what gaming is about. It's about everybody participating. It's not about how much you can afford. It's about what you can get your hands on and what you enjoy playing. And for some people, that's going to be just mobile, and that is fine. Mobile is this really exciting platform. The new devices that are coming out this year, 4nm processors. They're like these really exciting like processors that are and GPUs that are handling mobile graphics to the point where I'm getting 120 frames a second with 120 hertz refresh rate on a phone to play a MOBA like Dota, League of Legends Wild Rift. Something that I dreamed of doing 10 years ago, and it opens up so many new avenues. Like I can sit at a coffee shop, I can sit on the bus, I can play these games anywhere. I can sit with my baby, play in front of the TV, and still enjoy games. Whereas like this experience of sitting in front of like a gaming rig, which I love, by the way, I love that. It doesn't mean that that's the only way to play games,
Yeah,
and
I love that.
exclude all these other people.
Yeah, I love that. That's so important. That coming of the price point. Like, for example, PUBG Mobile is the biggest game in India. Like, it is huge. Like, the amount of people in India playing PUBG Mobile, and it's like you're saying, like being at that poverty line, and they have access to mobile phones. And just because you don't have access to a console or a PC doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to experience those things. And to be honest with you, like, I love my Nintendo Switch. Most of these phones are powerful, more powerful than the Nintendo Switches nowadays. Like, you can get some higher things, and things like Genshin Impact, like the amount of people that play something like Genshin Impact on a mobile, and it looks incredible. So I definitely agree with you. It's not I think it's the same snobbery that mobile games get is the same snobbery that console gamers used to get from PC gamers. When PC gamers used to be like, oh, you're not a real gamer, that's a console. Like, console gamers are doing that to mobile phones. And at the end of the day, anywhere you can experience it and enjoy a game. Look, even if you want to play board games, you want to play Monopoly, if that's where your excitement from gaming comes, like wherever you can interact with your friends and have a great time, like, I'm super down with it.
And look at what Nintendo Wii did to gaming in general, like the kind of games that they introduced with motion controllers and the kind of people that they introduced. We have these devices with accelerometers, with GPSs. It's opened up whole new genres of games like Pokemon Go and Jurassic World. What's that, Evolution? I think it's where you also hunt dinosaurs. Like, you can't do that on a console. That's a gaming experience you can't have on a console because the hardware is so different. And I think that once people start, well, at least core gamers start accepting that, the more exciting those games are going to be. And financially, it's the biggest section of the gaming industry. It's just, I think a lot of people forget about that.
I tell you, it's really funny. I used to work a science presenter, and somewhere in the UK called a place called Ealing, and there used to be a church, and you'd go to this church and you'd see the most random people. You'd see like biker men, like hardcore biker men with tattoos. You'd see grannies, you'd see school kids, like all of these people hovering around this church. And I was like, what is bringing this random mix of people? Like, there's a gangster and there's a granny and there's a motorbike guy all chilling because it was a poker stop. Literally, the reason why they always chill there is because it was a poker stop for Pokemon Go. And that blew my mind. I was like, never have I ever seen such a diverse mix of people all just chilling in one place who would probably never meet in life at any other time because it's a Pokemon stop for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things. We're gonna break that divide soon. But like you're saying, it used to be like that with console gamers. Now those are would be considered core games, but they weren't really back in the day. You know, would be the PC gamers going, you're not a real gamer. You didn't have to install the game. You know, you're not using a mouse and keyboard. You know, like, it's just like, calm down, man. Like, play Dark Souls on your console, man. Just chill.
Just enjoy yourself. So let's talk about the work you've done doing with Elgato, because Elgato, I'm lucky enough to be an Elgato partner, and they've really blessed my setup. Right now I'm using the Keylight Mini that's making me look all blessed on my face right now. And obviously I knew about you before, and then I went on Elgato's channel and I saw you and I was like, sick, there's my Keylight Mini. Sick. I was like, there is my G. How did you start? How did you get into working with Elgato? It's so dope to see your breakdowns on the channel because it's just such a different energy.
Yeah, it's actually been a long time coming. I met Julian, who's in charge over there, a good couple of years ago in the UK. And I think he also just really enjoyed my energy. I'm really passionate about any kind of gear that makes your life as a creator easier. And I had like thousands of ideas and I was just like throwing it at him and he was taking down notes and he was like, okay, calm down. And then ever since then, I think he's always wanted to work with me, but living in South Africa, it's kind of been challenging. And then they were bought up by Corsair. and that obviously created some opportunities. So he was like, "Listen, do you want to do some stuff remotely?" And he dovetailed me up with the team, and I met some of the team. I suppose it was for kind of like a vetting process. I don't know, but it was really cool because I met some of them at CES in 2020. When at the beginning of the year, just before all the COVID stuff like went crazy.
Mad.
Like that's when I met the team. We went out one night, and it was great. And they are an incredible, passionate team who love what they do, are passionate about making the best, most streamlined products. You should see how proud the team is about the products that they R&D and that they manufacture and develop. Like Jeff Steggy is just he's so dedicated when it comes to the devices that he makes. And you can see when you use an Elgato device, you understand like the love and the passion and the level of perfection that goes into that. And Sergeant, what's his, Lieutenant Royal Shrimp. You see, it's really funny because you see his name in all the forums, and you're like, wait, and it was cool to put a face to name. And working on the wave, you can see that the team, also himself, he's just the most knowledgeable people in the industry about codecs and the technical aspect of streaming, and somehow magically translate that into making it easy for you to create. And that's something that's really important to me. It's a company that's focus is on removing the barriers, the technical barriers of entry, to be as creative as you possibly can. And that means that content creators are going to make the best work.
A great example is using your phone as a webcam. Like them did that, change the game, because so many people didn't have to worry about, especially when pandemic hit, like webcams were sold out everywhere. People couldn't do it. And it was like, look, use your phone. You can use your phone as a webcam. I've always loved working with Elgato. I think they're a really great company when it comes to support. Now I want to talk a little bit about your show and Jinx, Esports TV, Social Gaming and Coconuts, which is the maddest name ever. Such a fun show, and you bring so much energy to it. And I love like the cool little games that you play. For anyone who's not aware, do you want to give them a little smooth about what you do up there?
Yeah, so it's a show that's focusing on the social aspect of gaming, and it's not focusing on like what I would consider the core aspect. We do have core elements of gaming. We have like gaming news and stuff, but it's trying to help people welcome this attitude of people that play mobile games or more accessible games are also included in us as gamers. Like it's just, gamers is a weird term for me, because when you don't say I'm a reader, right? You don't say I'm a movie watcher, but like at some point we all play games, and at some point we all watch movies, and at some point we all read books. And I think we're entering this generation, this era of we're including all these people that love to play games on no matter what platform they are. Mobile specifically is what we do a lot of our content on. So we play games with the guests that we interview. We interview people like yourself, like really interesting and exciting people that are making waves in the world of games. And we run down the weekly news, gaming news, which is really cool. Just keep you in touch and keep you in loop and just keep you included. I think that's really the big asterisk with the show, is that we want to be as inclusive as possible, and gaming should be. We want to make the kind of gaming culture that we want. We're putting it out into the atmosphere, which means that everybody's welcome. And and that just means whatever gaming platform you play on. And if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Grant, you know what? It's so good talking to you, man. Like, I so appreciate everything you do, and you are one of the few people that I go to go and check out their content for inspiration of quality, like how I can take my content to the next level, like your visuals, like your aesthetics, is so incredible, and you do such a good job. And like I said, I love the stuff you're doing with Elgato. I love the stuff that you're doing on your own channel, really encouraging people. Your energy is amazing, your vibes is dope, so keep being amazing at what you do. I just want to give you your flowers for being great at what you do. Love the energy. I could talk to you about gaming all day, but we're only a short form podcast, so
Is it done?
Where do you want to send people to check out your content?
You can check out my Instagram actually at Grant Hinds, Hinds, N for Nelly, D for donkey, S for sugar, and then it's everywhere like that. So my YouTube channels / my Twitch. I love streaming on Twitch as well, and my Twitter as well. So you can find me there, and then obviously on Social Gaming and Coconuts on Jinx TV. I don't know where it comes in, before or after your show, but
yeah,
it's in and around.
In and around, so definitely check him out. Grant, thank you so much for your time, and thank you appreciate you, my guy, man. I'm really happy to have you on, and thank you for everyone who stayed in. You are the MVPs. Now remember, if you are listening to us on a podcast service, you need to come on and see this guy's face, see his setup, because you need to know about him. He's South Africa's biggest TV presenter, you know. I've been Mr. Midas, he's been Grant, you've been amazing, and we out of here. Peace.